Welcome, welcome, sentients of all origins. This is Krex Va'Doon, your eyes and voice for the 87th Galactic Combat Tournament. I adjusted my vocal resonators to ensure maximum projection across all frequency ranges. 57 cycles I've been commentating these games, and the thrill never diminishes. From my elevated booth, I gazed across the colossal Voraxis arena. Crystalline spires reflected the triple suns, casting prismatic patterns across the gathering crowd. Below, representatives from over 300 worlds paraded their champions. Such magnificent creatures. Warriors bred for combat, enhanced by technology, or evolved naturally into perfect killing machines. As we witness the arrival ceremony, remember that this tournament occurs only once every 50 cycles. Many of you traveled for years to attend this prestigious event. And what a spectacle it promises to be. The Draxians brought 12 warriors, each towering over 4 meters tall with metallic exoskeletons. The Voltrox Imperium presented their usual contingent of 20 bioengineered soldiers. Even the peaceful Luminari sent 5 of their energy-form champions. Then came the humans. And now, making their first ever appearance in the Galactic Tournament, the representatives from Sol 3, known locally as Earth. The crowd's murmuring grew as a single transport pod descended. Just one. Most species brought at least 5 champions, with major powers fielding 20 or more. There seems to be some confusion, I announced, my secondary vocal sacs inflating with anticipation. The humans appear to have sent only one representative. This must be a mistake. The pod doors opened, and out stepped a singular figure. Average height by galactic standards, bipedal, with tan skin and dark hair. Nothing remarkable whatsoever. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary entities of all classifications. It seems the humans have indeed sent just one competitor. Lucas Blackwood of Earth. Laughter rippled through the stadium. The Krell delegation nearly toppled from their viewing platform in amusement. Even the stoic Mextalians vibrated their sensory appendages in what passed for their version of mockery. Tournament director Plextor approached the human with obvious concern. Their conversation was brief, with the human nodding firmly and producing official documentation. The director's skin shifted to a deep purple, clear indication of surprise or possibly outrage. Confirmation has been received. Earth has officially registered one participant for all tournament categories. This is unprecedented in tournament history. More laughter. More mockery. The betting algorithms instantly calculated Lucas Blackwood's survival chances at less than 0.02%. But something caught my attention. Something in the human's posture. The calm eyes surveying the arena. The slight smile as he observed the other champions. In 57 cycles of commentating, I've learned to recognize confidence. And this human, this Lucas Blackwood, wasn't showing fear. He stood there like someone who knew something that no one else did. And despite myself, I found my third heart beating with curiosity. Round 1 of the qualifiers. Lucas Blackwood faces the Zentari champion, Grox. Betting odds stand at 97-1 against the human. I watched as the human entered the combat ring, unarmed and wearing only simple black garments. No armor. No tech augmentation. No visible weaponry. The crowd roared with anticipation of a quick and brutal spectacle. Grox, a 4-armed warrior with razor-spined appendages, charged immediately. The standard approach. The logical approach. But then. The unexpected. Incredible. The human has sidestepped with remarkable timing and, oh my stars, he's using Grox's momentum against him. Within minutes, Grox lay unconscious. Not from brutal force, but from precisely applied pressure to neural clusters. The arena fell silent. This is unprecedented, I stammered, my vocal sacs deflating in shock. The pattern continued throughout the day. The Morvellian champion, renowned for her precognitive abilities, fell next. Then the cyborg warrior from Telex Prime. Then 3 draconian specialists simultaneously. The human displays no consistent style. I announced, unable to contain my professional fascination. He adapts to each opponent, identifying weaknesses with remarkable speed. This isn't brute force, this is strategy. This is analysis. This is something we've never seen before. By the 7th round, the betting odds had shifted dramatically. Spectators crowded viewing terminals. Tournament officials huddled in concerned groups. I noticed ambassadors from major powers sending urgent communications to their homeworlds. Lucas defeated the telepathic Quarian by apparently filling his mind with something called earworm songs. He bested the gelatinous Morphix by discovering precisely which vibration frequency disrupted its cohesion. Against the mighty Corvash, who could predict attack patterns through micro-expressions, Lucas kept his face completely neutral while executing flawless combat maneuvers. The human advances again. 14 consecutive victories. No single warrior has accomplished this feat since the legendary Thrax's 7 tournaments ago. After his final qualifying match, Lucas approached my commentary booth. Up close, I noticed the scars, the calculated intelligence in his eyes, and the casual way he carried himself despite injuries that would incapacitate most species. "Good fights," he said simply, flashing what humans call a smile. "Looking forward to the finals." The tournament director approached with news that made my primary heart stutter. Lucas Blackwood has qualified for the final challenge. Tomorrow, he faces the Nex'tar beasts. No single warrior has ever survived this trial. For the first time in my career, I found myself hoping the betting odds were wrong. They gave him a 0.0001% chance of survival. But something told me those odds were about to change. The final challenge begins. Today, Lucas Blackwood faces the legendary Nex'tar combat beasts. I struggled to maintain my professional tone. The Nex'tar were the galaxy's most perfect predators, 6 massive creatures bred from ancient genetic stock, enhanced over centuries. Reptilian speed combined with mammalian intelligence. Exoskeletons harder than starship armor protecting internal organs that could regenerate. Sensory perception across 12 spectrums. Acid spray. Sonic attacks. Telepathic hunting coordination. Traditionally, final challengers face the Nex'tar in groups of 5 to 10 warriors. No single combatant has ever attempted this trial alone, much less survived it. The arena atmosphere was funeral-like. Even species who despised humans seemed uncomfortable with this apparent execution. The human diplomatic section sat in rigid silence. The gates are opening. The Nex'tar are entering the arena. 6 massive creatures prowled into the battle zone. Each weighed approximately 1,000 kilograms, with chitinous plating and multiple limbs ending in curved talons. Their sensory crests elevated, scanning the arena before focusing on the single human figure at the center. And now, Lucas Blackwood enters alone. Armed with... Wait. Is that correct? He carries only a small backpack and what appears to be a simple metal staff. This is either madness or something beyond our understanding. The Nex'tar circled, using their legendary pack tactics. 2 fainted from the front while another leapt from behind, a maneuver that had torn apart entire squadrons in previous tournaments. The human is, by the 7 moons. He's countering. He's anticipating their movements. Lucas rolled beneath the first attacker, striking precise points on its underbelly. Not killing blows, but something else. The beast stumbled, momentarily confused. From his pack, Lucas extracted what looked like small discs, flinging them with uncanny accuracy. They attached to 2 Nex'tar, emitting a subtle frequency that seemed to disorient them. He's not trying to kill them. He's disrupting their hunting coordination. He's communicating through body language. The arena fell so silent I could hear my own heartbeats. The Nex'tar regrouped, preparing another attack, but something had changed. Their movements showed hesitation. One tilted its head, studying the human with what could only be described as curiosity. The Nex'tar are confused. They recognize something in this human's behavior. This is unprecedented. Another attack came, 3 beasts simultaneously. Lucas met them not with fear but with a fluid dance of movements. He used their own momentum, redirected their strength, and continued placing precise strikes on specific nerve clusters. The human is demonstrating knowledge of Nex'tar physiology that our own xenobiologists haven't discovered in 3 centuries of study. Then came the moment that would be recorded in galactic history. The largest Nex'tar, the Alpha Predator, charged directly at Lucas. Everyone expected his death. Instead, Lucas stood his ground, made direct eye contact, and performed a series of precise gestures. The beast stopped, mere centimeters from him. For 30 breathless seconds, human and predator locked eyes. Then, impossibly, the Nex'tar lowered its head. Ladies, gentlemen, and entities of all designations. We are witnessing the impossible. All 6 Nex'tar beasts have lowered their heads to the human. My voice cracked with emotion as I narrated the scene unfolding below. One by one, each massive predator approached Lucas Blackwood, and one by one, they performed the submission gesture never before seen in tournament history. Not forced submission through violence, but willing acknowledgement of something greater. The human has achieved victory without killing a single opponent. The Nex'tar recognize him not as prey, not as enemy, but as worthy of respect. The audience remained frozen in disbelief. Thousands of beings from across the galaxy, united in stunned silence. Then came the sound, starting as a whisper, growing to a thunderous roar, of stamping feet, beating appendages, and vibrating resonance chambers. Applause in 100 different forms. As tournament director Plextor approached with the victory medallion, I found myself reflecting on our collective misjudgment. We had dismissed humans as primitive, weak creatures from an unremarkable world. We had laughed at their single champion. We had expected entertainment from their destruction. How terribly wrong we had been. Representatives from 17 galactic powers are now approaching the human delegation. Diplomatic channels that have been silent for months are suddenly buzzing with activity. The Draxian Supreme Commander himself descended to the arena floor, an unprecedented honor. The Voltrox ambassador extended all 4 greeting limbs. Even the notoriously xenophobic Krell offered their ceremonial blade of alliance. When Lucas finally addressed the arena, his voice was transmitted and translated across all communication channels. I came not to conquer, but to understand, he said, his simple words resonating with unexpected depth. On Earth, we have a saying, the true measure of strength isn't in domination, but in connection. I didn't fight your champions, I learned from them. I didn't battle the Nex'tar, I communicated with them. This isn't a victory for me, but a beginning for all of us. As the ceremony concluded, Lucas approached my commentary booth again. Up close, I noticed something I'd missed before, his eyes held not pride but profound curiosity. The same expression I'd seen in my own reflection when discovering a new species or phenomenon. Good games, he said, extending his hand in their curious greeting ritual. Looking forward to what comes next. So am I thought, as I grasped his hand with my primary appendage. As the crowd dispersed and the arena lights dimmed, I made my final broadcast of the tournament. This is Krex Va'Doon, signing off from the 87th Galactic Combat Tournament. We came expecting to witness a demonstration of physical prowess. Instead, we witnessed the dawn of a new era. One human walked into our arena and forever changed how the galaxy sees humanity. And perhaps, how we see ourselves.